I want to get your opinion on something.
So you started?
Yeah.
All right. Start over.
I want to get your opinion on something.
My opinion.
Yeah, because I talked to Bo about it through text. Maybe you can chime in too. I'm going to work, and it's 5:30 in the morning, and it's raining. It's not misting, but it's not pouring. It's more of like if you're outside for like 15, 20 minutes, you're going to be soaked.
Okay.
And it's not light, and it's not dark. It's dusk.
Okay.
Okay. I'm pulling up to a stop sign, and I'm in Queens. I'm pulling up to a job site, and this lady is outside waving me down for me to stop because it looks like she needs help, frantically waving me down.
Okay.
I pulled up to the stop sign. I looked at her, and I drove away. Am I in the wrong? Should I have stopped? I didn't want to get got, because then you see the videos of someone being nice, and then they get their car stolen. I didn't want to stop, talk to her, and the next thing you know, I got a gun on the side of my head. Get out of your car. I'm in Queens. I'll reiterate that.
Yeah,
I'm in
Queens, famously dangerous place.
Queens is like a really nice area.
It's part of the city. It's all one to me.
Yeah, just New York City is just one giant. I fucking hate Apple.
Would you have stopped and asked, do you need help?
Probably. I think so.
I guess you're a better man than I am.
I mean, also, it's kind of like,
we're in a different time now.
I mean, right? Bothered.
Am I wrong for thinking what I was thinking and not stopping?
I would have been like, hey, is everything okay? Like, what's up?
And then she asked for a ride. What do you do?
No. If she was like being like, it's like someone's coming to get me, like, all right, get in.
And that's when you get got.
Maybe sometimes you get got, sometimes you don't.
I'm not going to get got. That's the thing. I knew in my head, I ran the numbers. If I don't stop, nothing can happen to me.
One day you're going to be too worried about not getting got that you're actually going to get got.
How's that going to happen, though?
Just the way of the universe.
Yeah, that lady could have prevented you from getting got, maybe.
Yeah.
If I would have stopped,
maybe
but like that didn't happen.
Maybe if
so I didn't get got.
A normal day, right?
Yeah. A normal day.
The universe
exactly.
was in your favor.
If she was being chased by like a Ted Bundy character, and you pulled away, and got murdered, but then people were like,
I thought of
there's
something
like camera footage of like man drives away, could have saved this woman from getting serial murdered, then you get got.
I thought of something like that, but then I figured if that's what was happening, she would have been a little more frantically waving me down.
Or what if you had like a taillight out and you get pulled over in the next block and she was just trying to help you with your taillight?
I felt like it was kind of stop, I need some money for like a train or something. That's why I kept going to.
Okay. But you'll never know.
I won't, but that's the story I'm going to go with. I think she was stopping for money and I wasn't giving it to her.
You're a great guy, Ted.
Yeah, I don't stop for anyone. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Suit Podcast. I am Bo Oliver, joined here today with Aaron, the Nerd Suit Monkey, and Teddy, and we are back after a little hiatus. We had,
Us three, we haven't been together in a while, right?
Yeah, no, we haven't. It's mostly been me, Aaron, and Nash, so thank God you're here. Can only tolerate that for so much.
Was there one last week with you and Nash? Teddy?
No, you guys both went on vacation, right?
Where'd you go?
Nash fell asleep.
Yeah, Nash, we were waiting for Nash to come by, but he fell asleep.
Was Nash here?
No, he wasn't.
It didn't get that far.
Yeah, no,
right?
He fell asleep in the next room. I didn't want to wake him. He's so cute and cuddly when he's asleep. So he snores like a cartoon character.
Big bubble coming out of his nose.
Bubble, yeah.
You pop feather going up and down.
Pop that bubble, you get an angry Nash. Yeah, nice little feather. We're back to talk about the world of Hollywood, movies, TV, video games. There's a lot of stories to talk about. There's companies gobbling up other companies. There's big-time shows getting release dates. There's some box office stories to talk about, some interesting movies making some big waves, and some rumored films and some not-so-rumored castings. But yeah, listen to the podcast, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, because that's good for our podcast. The more you listen, the more we get paid.
Do a review, too, and like and subscribe, right? That'll help.
There you go. You've been listening.
I have.
And
I read a review on Apple, and I almost quit the pod.
That's a bad review?
Yeah, it was.
Can't let those get to you.
And I haven't read them. Nash actually fucking read it to me.
Nash is annoying because he loves the negative comments.
I know. I told him not to read it. I'm like, I don't want to read it. I don't want to know it.
I don't want to.
And then he kept making it worse and worse. I'm like, all right, now I got to hear it.
Paragraph 4.
Yeah.
And this is why I hate
He just kept saying,
Teddy.
it's really bad about you, man.
About you?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Well, that used to be in the early days. People used to hate you.
He did scroll. He scrolled for a long time until he found it, so.
Oh, yeah, no, but you can click the 1-star review and
sure.
go right to it.
Can you just, like, log in and delete it? Or no?
I wouldn't do that. I
think
don't delete comments. I don't delete reviews.
For every one Teddy hater,
Because you
there's like
can't.
10 Teddy fans, so.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
You're in a good mood today, huh?
I guess. Why, I can't compliment you if I'm in a bad mood?
Something's up.
Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling recharged, you know? I always hate when I come back from vacation, though, and it's like you like close off for 10 days, and then when you get back, you realize like all the shit you've missed and like you have to do. That sucks.
Like work. Going back to work sucks.
Not only that, but then you just go back into your routine, and you're like, fuck, what do I do now? I guess I got to wait until the next time I have any excitement in my life.
You gotta plan another vacation. They say plan a vacation while you're on the vacation you're on. Plan another one.
I don't like that.
Have you ever done it?
No. You're right. Okay. Well, let's go somewhere.
You gotta just do it. You know? Plan a flight
Well,
next
I
year.
mean, first of all, the fact that you went to Disney for 12 days,
That's aggressive.
that would have killed me.
10 days. I didn't go every day, and it was only Magic Kingdom is like what the only bad part. Not bad, but like everywhere else I had a great time. Galaxy's Edge is awesome. Epcot, you just drink the whole time.
I wouldn't be able to survive it, but the fact that you came back with an annual Disney membership is the look that was my reaction when I first heard it. He goes, first of all, he sets it up as not to brag. And my disappointment, just the look on my face.
An annual Disney membership, what does that consist of? Do you get stuff for it?
It's like you can go to Disney whenever you want. I mean, like for
free.
Yeah.
How many times are you gonna be in Disney, guy?
I don't know.
How much did you pay for it?
I didn't pay for it.
Who paid for it?
It was a gift.
From who?
My girlfriend. And she has a place there, so we're probably going to be headed there a lot. And from what I gathered, it was like to go like 3 separate days for Disney, it would have been like, you know, it's not that much more.
All right, as long as you didn't buy it. Now, what happens if, you know...
No, I'm not a Disney adult.
No, what happens if things go south?
Then I'm hitting up the boys and we're going to Disney.
We're keeping the Disney pass.
It's in my name.
Boys,
Okay.
we got the pass.
I like it.
Let's move on to the topics. Holy fucking shit. House of the Dragon, release date. Look at this. We've been wondering. I've been saying for the longest time, this shit ain't coming out in 2022. And then HBO was like, fuck you, Bo.
You thought.
We're dropping this bitch 12 days before Power of the Ring.
Is that a power move by Game of Thrones? Saying, like, we're doing this before you and we're going to piss on it?
Yeah, I don't think that it's like when Civil War and Batman v Superman announced they were coming out on the same weekend. That doesn't make sense because people are only going to see one movie on a weekend. When it comes to shows, if it's going to be Friday and Sunday release dates, I think people have enough time for both. So if they're running side by side, which they are going to be doing for, you would think, 7 or 8 episodes, I think that it could be a situation where it's a rising tide raises all ships. Where it's just both shows, especially if they're good, people are just going to be excited to talk about who had the better week.
Friday night's aggressive, though, too, though.
Well, if one of them sucks, that's going to be bad because that show's just going to get lit up. If it's a situation where one of them's really good and one of them sucks, you're setting yourself up for comparison.
Yeah.
You know, it's just going to be inevitable.
Well, the comparison's already there. Like all through Game of Thrones, like that was like the comparison because it was the biggest medieval fantasy since Lord of the Rings, and they're always talked about together in that sense. But I love it. That's gonna be a hell of a couple months there.
That swallow?
No, like fucking glurp or slurp, whatever it was.
Oh, that. Okay. It's hot coffee. That's how you cool it down.
You did it while you were talking, too.
Disrespectful, really.
Yeah.
I can edit that out.
You can edit
He didn't
that
even
out?
hear it. You heard it.
Yeah.
You're the one who disrupted him. You put the slurp in his head.
That's all I'm thinking about now.
It's a good drop.
Yeah, if we did drops.
Why don't we do drops?
I've been saving some. I actually have one from you.
From who? You looking at me when you said that?
Yeah,
Me?
I have one I have 2 from you. I'll play them for you after it's one where you're like, I don't want to get got.
I get bopped because I don't want to get bopped. You know, I want to know. I don't want to get got.
Just from
what I
today?
just said today?
No. It's from last week.
I said it last week?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
You're really weird about getting got.
Yeah.
That's big on your mind.
Yeah. I don't want to get got, man.
No one does. Lord of the Rings,
JFK. Week before traveling to Dallas. Honey, I'm just afraid I'm
putting the roof
going
up,
to
right?
get got. No, we need to talk about these fucking topics.
That's what he's saying to Jackie before he left. It's like, I don't get got, babe.
I don't get that, trust me. We don't need bulletproof. Well, put the top down, baby.
Think I'm gonna get got in Dallas?
Yo.
Oh, no.
No, we're good.
But what is that? They said they're gonna be Sundays, right? HBO Max for House of the Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
So, and Amazon's been doing Fridays, so that's going to be a hell of a weekend. A lot of stuff to talk about for us, so I'm excited, man. I think that, like, I don't know what I'm anticipating more, because I already know the House of the Dragon story, pretty much, so, like, there's not going to be anything new, but just to see it on screen and just see, like, with the budget from the get-go and what they're able to do, I'm very excited for. Lord of the Rings, the first trailer, I didn't really love too much, but I'm still, like, optimistic about it, so if they're both hitting at the same time and building off each other, building on anticipation week to week, it could be something like pretty special in terms of just television.
The budget for House of Dragon is only $15 million an episode. Is it only $15 million an episode, or is that a lot for Game of Thrones? It was Is it 200 an episode for the
No, it's
the series?
200 million for a season.
Okay,
So House of the Dragon is still
it's
less.
90 million for House of Dragon.
Well, I think that's enough. Because when you even look at the earlier seasons of Game of Thrones, this story is bigger. So you're going to have to use a lot of that budget for the CGI for the dragons.
Mm-hmm.
But the castles, the landscapes, that stuff, they've gone practical. They went practical with Game of Thrones. So I think they have a lot of those locations that they can still use. They have these sort of foundations that they've set up in these different areas that they can go back to.
Right.
So I think it will look fine. I think that it's a matter of, how do they adapt this story? Because it is a complicated story. There's a lot of moving parts.
Oh, I don't think the budget would be an issue. So I think before Lord of the
but I
Rings
think
came
that
out,
it's
100 million is a
enough.
lot. No?
Right, but I think the Lord of the Rings, it's more of a spectacle because of the fact that you've had 6 movies already.
Yeah.
So Game of Thrones hasn't had that. So I think that there's an expectation going into a show like The Rings of Power. It needs to stand up to the previous production value. And what they're doing with House of the Dragon is showing that they're already going past the production value of Game of Thrones. So, like I said, the dragon CGI is going to be huge. Mm-hmm. But I'm more excited for House of the Dragon just because of how violent and chaotic it's going to get.
No, that's a good
And I think that it could be such a thrill ride for a lot of unsuspecting viewers.
Yeah, that's a good point, too, about the sets, because King's Landing's already set, and Dragonstone, I mean, they didn't have too much in Dragonstone, but...
Yeah, and fans
they
will
have,
love that if
yeah.
they go back to those sets.
So, and it makes sense, why wouldn't they? Maybe you change a few things. Obviously, in the Red Keep would be a bit different. But, yeah, a lot of those foundations are still there. I just want like another, like the first trailer we got was like mostly a teaser. I want like an in-depth trailer, and I think once the hype starts building, people are gonna, get that itch again. Because Game of Thrones, as dreadful as it ended for a lot of people, it still was insanely popular. And the reason why it was such a letdown is because how much people invested and how much they loved that world. So a return to that world, and if it's good, it can kind of revitalize a lot of those fans that kind of left the series with a bad taste in their mouth. But
yeah, it is crazy. When Game of Thrones was on, it was everyone on my Instagram feed, stories of the intro of Game of Thrones, sitting down watching it. It was literally everyone on my feed.
It's all Twitter. The whole Twitter was taken over. It was insane. Trending like craziness, and that's what everyone was talking about.
Does Lord of the Rings have that pull too?
We'll see, man.
I know it's got those movies, and they were amazing, but were they as groundbreaking as Game of Thrones was?
It's in terms of
with the public?
I think you could say, yeah, it was similar.
I think a lot of that, too, is it's been, almost 20 years at this point. At the time, they did very well and were very popular, but being able to go back and rewatch in different generations that weren't necessarily around when those movies were coming out, to go back and watch them, and the accessibility and just through word of mouth has gained
social media wasn't around either.
Yeah, no social media. So it'll be interesting to see how much of the public it can grab back and suck back in.
Dude, Game of Thrones, so we've talked about it so many times. The hype going into Season 8 was unlike anything. I think it eclipsed Star Wars. Just the marketing, dude. The push. Every store you walked into, there was Game of Thrones candles and Game of Thrones socks and Game of Thrones, hats and water bottles. It was insane. It took over the world. It was such a crazy phenomenon. Lord of the Rings, obviously, it's just different appeal. I think what Game of Thrones did and what Lord of the Rings did for their times were unprecedented, because people, thought that the Lord of the Rings novels were unadaptable, and then Peter Jackson proved them wrong. And then with Game of Thrones, you've never seen a television show kind of reach that type of international popularity. Sopranos was obviously huge. Lost was big. Breaking Bad was huge. But Game of Thrones took over the world, But, to expect House of the Dragon to do that is ridiculous. I don't think it's kind of like trying to recapture 1977 Star Wars. That's a once-in-a-generation type of thing.
But it
could still be a...
It could, though, if it's really good.
If it's really good, I think it can still... It's different, though. It's a different story, and I don't think it's a better story, Good as this could be, this was more of something that for fans, kind of just supplements the entire world building of A Song of Ice and Fire. I still think it could be very good, but, Game of Thrones is special,
Yeah.
There's a special quality to it.
I think the thing too with Game of Thrones versus Lord of the Rings is I don't know if many people outside of Lord of the Rings fans, casual fans, are one, probably don't even know what's happening, or two, super excited for. I think what Game of Thrones was able to do with the fandom was obviously you have your hardcore fans, but I think a lot of the casual fans were just super into it as well, more so than you would think a Star Wars casual fan or an MCU casual fan. I'll go to the movie whenever. It was still appointment television for a lot of people, and the discussion around it was always there. So I don't know. Time will tell, but I think the first couple episodes are going to be for both series going to be really key. You need to draw people in right from the get-go, especially I think more so with House of the Dragon, because if they're not, those first two episodes aren't good or just average, I think a lot of people are going to be well, last season sucked, this show's kind of mid, so I'm gonna check out.
Well, I think that with Lord of the Rings, like I said, people recognize Lord of the Rings because of the movies. So when you tell them that they're doing a show, I think people can be unsure of whether or not that gets them excited. Because you saw with The Hobbit, when it came back on the big screen, it made $1 billion. The second movie came close to $1 billion, and so did the third. So it's not like it waned when they were coming out and not being so well received by critics. So that makes me think that there is still this appetite for these stories. But I wonder if, because it's going to come out on Amazon, if that hurts it a bit. If people associate Lord of the Rings too much with the big screen, where it's... I wonder if that does turn people off. Because Game of Thrones we've only seen it on television. So when you tell people House of the Dragon, I think people are actually, even though they still have that bad taste from season 8, people are more willing to give that more of a chance. I feel like the Lord of the Rings show really has to be something just out of this world if you want to bring all of those people back that are casual fans of Lord of the Rings.
I wonder if you put that on Netflix, if it does better. If maybe just if it's Amazon Prime.
Oh, I think definitely if it was on Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say HBO is such a staple that you have a built-in audience no matter what you come out with.
Exactly.
Amazon still, it's weird because I feel like a lot of people do have Amazon Prime, but not a lot of people utilize it. It's like people just have Prime for their shipping, but I feel like it's hard to.
This Amazon Prime on TV started 2-3 years ago? Not even. I'm trying to think of when.
The original started really coming out a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, consistently. But yeah, it's hard to gauge how popular, because in our circles, The Boys and things like that, we know people are just interested in it. But for general audiences, how many people are going to Amazon Prime?
Exactly.
Or is it they have it and they just keep it in the back of their mind? Because for me, I don't know about you guys, when I go on streaming and I want to watch something, I go Netflix first.
I go right to Netflix.
Yeah, so.
And then I go to Hulu, and then I go to Amazon to see if I can find a movie that I want to watch.
Well, my default has actually become HBO Max, but...
Oh, damn, it's true. It's good, too.
I'm on Hulu now because of Naruto. But, I mean, just to wrap up this topic, I'm happy that we got a release date and that we know for sure that it's coming out this year. And I think it's going to be fun. Like I said, those weekends can be... The memes should be really funny. the back and forth conversation, because like I said, it's going to be inevitable that people want to compare these. There's going to be sections of each fan bases that hate the other show, so that will be fun too. See how toxic it gets. But August 21st, and obviously, they release some still images, and I imagine that when they get like 2 months out, they'll start, maybe put out another trailer. Be a nice summer marketing push for House of the Dragon. All right, let's move on. U.S. weekend box office. Number 1. The highest grossing weekend for a video game movie ever.
I need to see this movie.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 coming in with $72 million. And then there's a huge drop-off from 2 to 5. Morbius came in at 2 with $10.2 million. The Lost City got $9 million. Ambulance, which was one of my favorite movies of the year so far, came in at number 4 with 8.6. And
Why'd
the
you say it
Batman.
like that?
What, Ambulance?
Yeah.
That day you texted me, did you go see it?
I did. Yeah, I invited Teddy. He didn't want to go.
It's right up your alley.
That movie?
Yeah.
No.
Why did you just pump your chest 3 times?
What do you mean?
You just pumped your chest.
Oh, I didn't know I did it.
Yeah, you did you were peck popping.
Was I?
Yeah, you
Why
weren't.
are you looking at my chest?
Because you were like,
you're poking at it.
it's in my field of view.
I was just stretching. I don't know. I'm very stiff.
So Sonic puts asses in seats, or is nothing out?
Well, what is so domestic? Okay, yeah, I guess it's just 72. You know what? It's obviously got the family appeal. You could bring the kids.
Yep.
And that helps the box office if you've got like 2 or 3 of them. That's like $100 trip. When it comes to tickets and food.
Easily.
If you're going to see it in IMAX. Sonic is still fairly popular.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to video game icons, it's probably Mario number 1, then Sonic. But it's fun to read up on the console wars at the time when Mario first came out, and he was obviously, huge, as big as Mickey Mouse at one point. And then Sonic usurped him a bit, He lapped him.
No one touches
He's
Mickey.
fast. Mickey's the baseline there. Mickey's like Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
He's always top 3, top 4 in any era.
Yeah.
He's the Tim Duncan of
I gained a lot of
animated
respect
characters.
for the mouse. He runs a tight ship.
You're becoming already insufferable. You've gained respect for the mouse. He runs a type shit.
Tell you what, I don't know what those margins are on that lightsaber, but I already feel ripped off.
Just know did you buy a shirt?
I bought a lightsaber.
Did you buy a shirt from Disney too?
No, bought a hat.
You didn't buy a shirt from Disney?
Bought a hat. I'm not a shirt guy. I'm a hat guy.
You didn't buy like a 2022? We're in 20, yeah.
No, I did it.
Damn. That's a staple, man. You gotta buy the Disney Castle 2022 Walt Disney World. Memories.
Not a Disney guy.
Anybody propose in front of the castle?
There was a promposal in front of the Millennium Falcon at Galaxy's
Nice.
Edge.
There you go.
That was nice.
I mean, it got similar reviews to the first one. So, basically, critics are lukewarm on both. I don't know if you can necessarily say the video game curse has been broken, because you can't break it until you get, like, a classic.
Yeah.
An adaptation comes out, like, say The Last of Us comes out, and it's... although, you can make the case that Arcane on Netflix was truly the first good one, because that season of Arcane was really great. But in terms of movies, I mean, Sonic, it's making a shit ton of money, so I guess that's a plus for video game adaptations. And I think he's still got some pull. People know Sonic. Everyone knows Sonic.
Sonic kind of like fizzled. Like, I remember the Sega... Was it Dreamcast?
Yeah.
Terrible system.
Genesis, right? Sega
Dreamcast?
Genesis.
Dreamcast was awful.
I played Sonic on Dreamcast.
Yeah, and it was terrible.
I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm saying, like, that was my last experience with Sonic. It wasn't a good one.
GameCube had Sonic. You didn't play GameCube with Sonic?
Yeah, you never played, like, the 3D Sonic?
I wasn't a GameCube guy. I got an Xbox.
Oh, yeah. I remember having this conversation.
Yeah, because my parents love me.
Yeah, I remember this.
That must be nice.
No. They tried to buy my love at Xbox. I saw through it.
Who wants an Xbox?
Well, the budget for Sonic was 90 to 110 million.
Well, I wanted to bring up with the Batman that it looks like it's struggling to get to 850 million. So when you're starting to crunch those numbers, I imagine that the sequel is still going to happen, but it's not as big of a success as I imagine they wanted it to be.
I wonder how they're going to... Like, how do they view those HBO Max numbers when it releases? if that takes into account like the success of their movie. But
it can't. It's not making money. It's not making money at the box office, so you can't.
well, if you release it on HBO Max and you realize a lot of people are watching it and
Yeah.
bringing people to your streaming service, that's got to take into account somewhat of how you
Yeah, but you don't know.
evaluate a film.
You don't know if they're going there for Batman.
Yeah, but you can track how many people are watching it, how long they're watching it. If there's an uptick in subscribers, user activity, stuff like that, I imagine that's how they're gauging it. I mean, as soon as they announced it, I saw a bunch of tweets. Like, yeah, I skipped this even though I really wanted to see it. The first thing I'm going to do is watch it on HBO Max. And I think that people have gotten used to the fact that if movies aren't going to come out the same day on streaming, that it's going to be a lot quicker these days.
I've caught myself doing that, like for like recent releases. I'm like, that's not out yet.
Yeah, and I think most movies have been coming out within a month. Or even when they do the traditional, it's coming out on Blu-ray, it feels like it's only like 2 months.
Death on the Nile is already on Hulu.
Yeah, Death on the Nile, which I watched and
I didn't get
pretty bad.
I stopped watching. I don't even know who died. I don't even know the mystery part yet. I just stopped it. I'm like, well, I'll get back to this. And
it's also so obvious, the mystery. Maybe I'm just a great detective. You both did not back me up.
I mean,
I'm not going to.
Well, let's see. Let's see if any of our friends ever acts up. I'll be the one to crack it. Now Ted's gonna kill someone just to see if he can get away with it.
yo, you died.
All right, let's move on to a little quick shout out to our sponsor. Yeah, look at that. Go click the link and you'll get a nice little deal with Storyblocks. Storyblocks is making it easier for creators to meet the demands for modern video content so that you can craft your personal vision or business without sacrificing time, budget, or resources. With a membership to Storyblocks, you will have unlimited all access and downloads to over 1 million assets in their Storyblocks library. These assets include 4K footage, After Effects and Premiere Pro templates, music, images, sound effects, and so much more to give you everything you need to bring your vision to life. If you're a creator out there, I know you've had moments where you thought, oh, if only I had a fiery, transparent template to throw in the background of this video, or I need some sort of epic sound effect music to give this more of a cinematic flair. With Storyblocks, you have access to all of those different types of things. That's why I found it to be, it's just like an unlimited well of resources. And the great thing is that all of their assets are royalty free, so you can use them for personal or commercial use without any fear of repercussions or getting your video flagged or taken down. Storyblocks also has multiple plans to choose from depending on your personal budget, so you can visit our link in the description box below and see which Storyblocks plan would be right for you. Like I mentioned, it's just a great asset to have, an asset full of even more assets. So go on, click that link, and see if Storyblocks is something that would be of use to you. Ted, you have that memorized, right?
Storyblocks?
Next sponsor drop, you're doing it.
Where's the read? I'll do it.
You know, like Michael K. and Rosenberg do on the radio.
Yeah, give me the read. I'll do it.
Rosenbaum or whatever his name is.
I don't know how they do that without messing up.
Yeah, they got a teleprompter.
Yeah.
Even worse.
When I read a script for a video, I mess up at least 20 times.
That is true. All right, next topic here. Let's talk about...
If you give me a topic to read, like an outline, I'll read the first line, and then I'll look for a video on it. And I'll look it up.
Oh, boy. Let's talk about Doctor Strange. Did you guys hear about this? I actually want to get your thoughts first. At the runtime, the revealed runtime for Doctor Strange.
2:30?
No, not 2:30. It's going to be 2 hours and 6 minutes.
I don't know where I saw 2:30. That's not long. That's not long enough at all.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah, a lot of people had that reaction.
For a movie like this, it's going to be a fucking huge movie. And, you know, I'd take a 3-hour movie or close to 3 hours from Doctor Strange.
Well, I think what it tells me is that it's going to move very quickly.
That's what I don't like about it.
That's the thing. Like,
well, if it's done well, if there's not like that whole 30-minute build up to what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It does seem like there's a lot that has to happen.
Yeah.
See, that's us again putting too much
projecting
that
what we think
is going to happen, and it's going to like all these crazy shit's going to happen when really it could just be a contained film that has some other outside connections, but it's not all that we thought in our heads that it would be. Kind of like with No Way Home, even though we still got like those sick reveals, like we thought everyone was coming in that movie, and it wasn't the case. And I think a lot of times, like,
I can just see us saying that they should have they should have expanded more on this. They should have expanded more on that. There should have been another fight scene.
But I think like there's a certain thing where like a lot of these movies that come out that have been like 2.5, 220, 240, and now we're kind of like, oh, now every movie has to be that long. 2 hours is still like a pretty decent length for a feature, and like there's a lot you can do in that time if you're a good storyteller and you have a tight script and a good director. It's not like you said, a lot of times these movies have a little bit of fluff. Even the Batman, you think you could have shaved 15, 20 minutes off of. So
I wanted more from the Batman.
yeah, I mean, I could have sat there all day,
I know,
but
that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, like, in terms of how the movie flows, if it is just right from the bat and it's able to hit all the beats it needs to, and it is cohesive, I don't think that really hurts it that much. But yeah, when you're thinking about it from our perspective, thinking all this crazy shit's going to happen, and Mephisto's coming, and there's going to be all these different Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Iron Man, or Tom Cruise as Iron Man, like, I feel like that's not going to happen now, but it doesn't need to, just because we thought that would be cool.
Yeah, the Tom Cruise Iron Man thing happening would be so cool for me because I called that so long ago. So that would be huge.
Isn't it great when you call something?
Yeah, no.
Someone tweeted me like a few weeks ago about I called Jorah's death in like one of our revisiteds, like exact season, exact episode.
I saw you retweeted that.
And I was like, I had no idea I did that.
Mm.
I was like, ooh, I see you. I see me.
You see yourself.
I see you in the past me.
That's very healthy, acknowledging yourself.
I guess me also wanting 3 hours is just being selfish too. That I want 3 hours of Doctor Strange.
Well, like I said, I still think that we can still see some of these cameos that have been rumored.
But don't you think if they do something like that, it's just going to be like they're forcing it and it's not going to be explained well enough, or like you didn't need to do that?
I don't think it has to be anything that's so serious. I think a lot of the movie is going to be Mordo assisting Wanda's sort of descent into being a villain, that he's going to be manipulating her, maybe pushing her towards this, having gotten wind of what she did in Westview.
Mordo's like against that. He's all about he's
right,
by the
but
book.
if he can manipulate her into destroying all the sorcerers, then that kind of accomplishes his goal.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, just leaves the world left with one crazy magic woman. Maybe, it's like you let the monster in to destroy the other monsters, and then you're left with Godzilla. She does, there's some shots from that movie that have come out of her where she looks like a straight-up villain. And I'm not even saying that where it's like it's a complicated version of the character. It's like, no, they're straight up just making her the villain. And I think that's cool. I don't think that she'll end the villain.
Whatever she does is justified. She can do no wrong.
Is that you stepping on Wanda?
Yeah.
There is like a
I agree.
30-year-old millennial white girl living inside of you, from the Wanda simping, the Taylor Swift,
Disney World,
Amy Adams. Now you love Harry Potter. Well, you don't love Harry Potter. That would be the final thing. If you ever come around on Harry Potter.
I'm cool on Harry Potter. Harry Potter Land of Universal. I almost bought a wand. I don't even, I like Harry Potter, but I'm not like obsessed with it. Also,
you
another
just
thing,
like the author.
I don't like the people who buy Slytherin like gear and will walk around like I'm House Slytherin. That's not a House Slytherin move. So by doing that, you've outed yourself as not actually a Slytherin. Slytherins, they don't acknowledge you're Slytherins.
If I'm going there, I'm buying a Hufflepuff or something.
No, Slytherins in real life.
Hufflepuff will buy the Hufflepuff gear and rock it.
Yeah, 100%.
And people who buy the Gryffindor gear, they're actually Slytherins. Because they're trying to mask and think, oh, I'm Gryffindor. No, you're not.
Yeah, the Slytherins really like
ideas.
telling people that they're Slytherin.
That's why
It's
they
like
are
vegans.
Slytherin.
Yeah. Well, maybe. No, they're Hufflepuffs, really.
I almost went vegan.
Yeah, that's true.
No, you
It's just a
don't.
derogatory thing.
I almost went vegan.
Yeah,
Why?
this kid texted me the other day. I'm going to go vegan. I want to lose weight.
You don't have to go vegan to lose weight.
That's exactly what I
I
told
wanted
him.
to eat clean is what I said. And lose weight at the same time. But then I ate vegan food and I got the worst heartburn in my life. I'll never touch it again.
What,
You
vegetables?
just did it. You just puffed your chest 3 times.
I don't know. I guess it's a twitch.
Yeah, it's a twitch at this point.
I don't know.
But it does look like he's trying to,
you're doing it on purpose. He wants to see it. It was, but you're puffing, you're flexing your chest.
You're taking us back to the watering hole, like you're top ape.
Yo, I don't like this. I think I'm being dominated right now.
No, yeah, I'm cocky now. Get ready for fucking
Kids posting shirtless
cocky,
pictures
yeah.
on Instagram.
I was surfing.
I still wear a shirt in the water.
I'm just doing.
I think you need to work on your Instagram personality.
What? You want me to be like a photographer?
No, bit funnier, bit wackier.
Oh, well, it'd be wacky. I saw Kylo Ren. I take a picture, post Kylo Ren.
Yeah, but it's like zoomed in and blurry on his face.
Well, do you want the whole thing? Or you can barely see who that is. You know?
But knowing Aaron, I would expect like you do a little caption like "Force choke me, daddy," something funny like that. Because you like Kylo Ren.
I do. He's a bad guy in the Galaxy's Edge. It's not up to date.
Oh, okay. They don't follow the canon of Rise of Skywalker.
No, they keep it stuck like in
I respect that.
Force Awakens era. Oh my God. But yeah, I don't know. I feel
Are
like
you
I'm
trying to flex on Aaron now?
No, I got a tan line.
You two are both shirtless by
my
the
shirt
end of the podcast. Oh man, let's move on to another story.
Suddenly when they're just doing the push-ups in the courtroom.
Oh my God.
Speaking of alpha males, apparently Walter White is returning to Better Call Saul, as well as Aaron Paul as Jesse Pinkman.
What were we just talking about? I feel like I had something else to say before you threw me off track.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of...
You have to save that for after this topic. Yeah, you can bring us into that
Doctor
topic.
Strange. No, I just had one last thing on Doctor Strange, because in the trailer they set up so many different things with the Ultron bots. You have the zombies, and then you have the whole Wanda thing. It is a lot they did set up in its own trailer, and the 2 hours, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think 2 hours is still enough, like I said, to pack your movie full of surprises. You know, it's not a movie, like I said, that's going to need a lot of setup. You're familiar with so many of the characters. And the cameos, you know, they're probably going to assume that a lot of the fans are familiar with those franchises as well.
I guess when you guys talk about these guys coming in my head, I'm thinking like they're setting up Tom Cruise now in the MCU. But I guess it's just them poke it in for a little bit, right? Helping out. Kind of like in Wreck-It Ralph when they go...
Yeah, no, I don't think Tom Cruise is now going to be a staple of the MCU moving forward.
See that?
And that's still a theory, you know?
See that 800 hours of footage for Top Gun Maverick?
What?
And then they chopped it down?
I guess so. Unless it's just going to be...
Wait, the new one or the old one that came out?
The new one.
Oh, Top Gun Maverick, yeah.
The one that's supposed to have been out for like... I feel like that movie... I've had to have seen a trailer for that like 4 years ago.
Well, Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Well, you want to talk about this topic?
Yeah, I do. Why?
Okay. Because you don't like the show. You have no interest in watching
Did you get to my mom?
Is she watching it now?
We were at dinner last night.
One member of your family to review it with.
We were at dinner for my stepdad's birthday, and all she was talking about was Better Call Saul.
It's a fantastic show.
Yeah, but she was like, you gotta watch it, I'm like...
Well, Teddy pissed me off the other day because he says he wants to rewatch Breaking Bad. And I'm like, dude, there's 6 unwatched seasons of content within the Breaking Bad universe that you've never seen.
And I said this before, old people don't give a fuck about spoiling things for other people.
No, they don't.
They just let it fly.
I don't know why I'm like subconsciously not wanting to watch Better Call Saul. I think I just don't want it to end. So I don't even want to start it. Something like that.
That makes no sense.
Does that make sense?
No.
You just hit us with like a high school boyfriend trying to break up with his girlfriend excuse.
You don't want a show to end, so you won't even start it.
Like, I don't want the Breaking Bad universe to end for me, so I don't even want to start.
Like, we can't date because I just know it's going to end bad.
Yeah, right. No, but you had the same reasoning why you didn't want to watch season 5. This kid was ready to put off season 5.
I didn't watch season 5 for like a year.
He didn't want to watch it because he didn't want it to end.
That's weird.
And then you insisted that Walter White was still alive.
Well, I was gonna.
Now you get to see more of Walter White if you catch up.
Yeah, but no, it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be like them walking into his office for the first time in like the last minute of the show.
Right,
What,
but
that's to put asses in seats now? What, are you getting desperate? Is the show going bad?
No, it's not going bad at all, but I think it's just naturally leading up until that point.
If it makes sense in the context of the story, then I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah, but they didn't know each other prior to this show. They only know each other because they walk into his office.
You're going to see scenes with Walt
Jesse knew him.
Just out in the wild.
Jesse knew Saul?
He's the one who is like, you don't need a criminal lawyer, you need a criminal lawyer, and brings Walt to Saul.
Jesse was familiar with Saul.
Okay.
Jesse is the one who brings, like Aaron said.
Yeah, like I said.
Bitch.
I gotta go.
Okay, everyone relax.
Well, I think that we could see scenes where, so they did El Camino. I don't want to spoil anything about the show. But I think we'll see scenes with maybe Walt and his family kind of foreshadowing what's going to happen. It's definitely got to make sense for the show. I think we're going to end up seeing way more Jesse than we do see Walt.
I'd like that. I got to watch the show. I really got to watch it. I was gonna tweet today actually saying I'm gonna start Better Call Saul. I'm gonna rewatch Better Call Saul as I started it already.
Well, this final season has to be absolutely crazy because where Saul is at the end of season 5, he's not Saul yet of Breaking Bad. He's obviously got a lot of those characteristics. He's sleazy. But Saul in Breaking Bad is a straight up criminal with zero conscience. Mm-hmm. This Saul is still, he's still Jimmy McGill. He's still got a lot of Jimmy in him.
But so is stuff happening to him in this that like seasoned him?
Yes.
For Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
So because I always wondered how he knows everything about the law and how he's so good at it.
No, you're definitely seeing how he becomes. It's once again, it's a transformation.
Right.
It's from it starts out as a guy who's just trying to impress his brother and actually prove he can be a legit lawyer, and then he becomes the scumbag that you see him in Breaking Bad. Yeah.
He's not a scumbag, man. Come on.
He's such a scumbag in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Getting Walt and Jesse out of sticky situations.
He gets them out of sticky situations, but it
benefits him.
Yeah,
the way he negotiates with them, the way he sells people out, like he's really not at that level yet. And Better Call Saul.
The last thing I remember from what I watched was those kids hit Tuco Salamanca's grandma.
Yeah, it's the first episode.
Yeah, no, it was like 3 episodes in.
No, it's legit like the first episode.
I gotta rewatch it. I gotta start it over.
Because Saul gets kidnapped by Tuco. Oh, no. Yeah, no, it is like the 3rd episode.
Yeah, get off my back, man. Okay, I remember seeing, he was at the pool with that chick, and she was like finagling that guy for his money.
Yeah, I think I got to season 2.
She was fooling him.
But I don't remember anything. I remember his brother is he's like whacked out, right?
Yeah, he's got issues. He's got a lot of issues.
I was going to tweet it, but then I didn't want to tweet it. I felt like then I'm obligated to watch it.
Well, did you guys hear about
You're going to tweet something that's not a poll or commenting on sports radio in New York?
What's with you? His mood changed now. Now he took a piss. Now he thinks he's fucking...
What's your problem, huh? Oh, John Sterling needs to retire, huh? Did you guys see the story about that?
Sean Murphy's butt?
No, Warner Brothers is apparently halting the Fantastic Beasts franchise.
Why?
Because this one's about to tank, and J.K. Rowling's become such a controversial figure. The movies aren't good.
I can't say I disagree with them.
Yeah, I mean, she's not a screenwriter. Yeah, the title is so ridiculous. They've cut out and where to find them. It's just Fantastic Beasts.
Here's
the secret
Dumbledore.
Yeah, here's Dumbledore.
What a weird... Like, they cut out Captain Watterson completely, which is odd.
Straight up love interest, main character, the first 2 movies, cut her out because she was critical of J.K. Rowling.
Is Newt Scamander even, like, in this movie?
He is, yeah. Okay. He and his brother are running around. They're doing stuff.
So all the promotion is Dumbledore and... That's not his brother.
No, Newt's brother.
Oh.
Remember? From the last movie?
No.
Yeah. Newt's got a brother.
All the promotions, Jude Law is Dumbledore. I guess Grindelwald, I don't know. And then the whole thing with, like, they catered to China and cut out 2 lines that reference them being gay. And everyone's just like, why is there only 2 lines when that's, like, the driving force of Dumbledore's story with Grindelwald in this?
Yeah, Michael Bay's ambulance had a gay relationship.
Jake Gyllenhaal and, was it?
No, they're brothers.
Oh. That's weird. Why would Michael Bay...
It was just two guys who were not related were in a relationship.
Okay.
But somebody tweeted that Michael Bay, like, this is the lowest bar ever for Hollywood, and Michael Bay completely jumped over it. But meanwhile, like you said, where it's so fundamental to the Dumbledore character, and it's something that she just threw out there because she was asked by a fan. So it's not something that she actually did prepare for, but I guess she's trying to make up for that with this movie. But then the only acknowledgement of him being in a relationship with Grindelwald is 2 lines. So what are you really making up for? Because a lot of people think that, you're just catering rather than trying to actually flesh out a relationship between 2 men.
Is there more stuff in the books that say that?
J.K. Rowling would do that.
Is there more stuff in the books that say that?
No, but that's why people were...
No,
there isn't. That's why people got frustrated with it initially. When somebody asked her, are there any gay characters in Harry Potter? And she said...
What, she feel pressured to fucking say yeah?
No, I don't think she felt pressure. I think she thought that she was doing, like she solved...
Yeah, she was crossing the line.
Diversity, right. Look
She also
how,
said that they shit in their pants and magic it away.
But dude, it was like, okay, not to pile on J.K. Rowling.
Why pile on?
Okay. When somebody asked her, "Oh, are there any Jewish wizards in Harry Potter?" You ever saw that?
No.
And she responded with a tweet and said,
Catherine Waterston's
"Anthony
character.
Goldstein, Jewish wizard, Hufflepuff," and everyone was like, "That's kind of racist." But she does that for a lot of the characters. Where now that's become a bit where it's what would be your name in Harry Potter if you were a minority. You know, like Teddy would be
Gabagoo.
yeah.
So she
Gabba
can't
the
get her
ghoul.
own way.
You'd be a ghoul called Gabba. You'd be Anthony Goldstein.
A ghoul named Gaba. I
And,
love that.
I would be Lin-Manuel Angel Garcia Cortez.
Dude, what's that from?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't really put it together.
I know,
It's not Seinfeld, is it? Well, it sounds like she can't get out of her own way. She just like puts her foot in the mouth.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little goofy. The when you look at where this franchise started and kind of the public perception that she had compared to now, it's almost like this franchise jinxed her.
Dude, like not even to
Cursed
bring
her.
it back to like
It's my stock portfolio.
to me and my vacation, but like it's a major theme park that has 2 Harry Potter full sections. Like that's how big it is. Like you don't just do that for any little franchise.
I thought you were going to talk more about the vacation, honestly.
So I landed Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, if that franchise is not moving forward, the last movie was truly bad. The first movie was mediocre. I'm looking forward to seeing this one because I used to love reading about Dumbledore's character and kind of his exploits as a young wizard in his prime. So there's still a part of me that loves the Dumbledore character, so I'm still excited to watch it, even though I don't anticipate I'm going to very much enjoy it.
Do wizards get better as they get older?
Because he's still in his prime. What are you talking about?
I know. I guess hot
Don't disrespect
prime.
Dumbledore.
His physical, Jude Law. Michael Gambon, good-looking dude. Richard Harris, too. Whichever Dumbledore you want to go with.
Old Dumbledore.
Jude Law is good looking, huh?
And I still think it's a good casting, but we shall see.
No, well, yeah, that's because when they go back in time in Chamber of Secrets, and Dumbledore still looks 80 when he's with what's his
Yeah, when he's just the professor.
yeah, and
Yeah,
then
that's
it's like
funny.
the same time period, and it's Jude Law.
Well, no, it's before. That's before Voldemort's time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the Grindelwald Dumbledore stuff is.
Tom Riddle. That's Voldemort, right? Tom Riddle.
yeah.
Yeah. There you go. 10 points for Hufflepuff.
Let's go.
That's back to my vacation. Like, one of the rides though, they have like a little thing where they show like who's winning the Hogwarts thing.
Who's taking it?
Gryffindor's on top.
What a joke.
Harry probably
Where's Hufflepuff?
didn't shit his pants. He used the toilet like a big boy, and he got 10 points.
What is it? Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw,
Robert
Slytherin,
Pattinson
and
was a
Gryffindor?
Hufflepuff.
Oh yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Cedric, yeah.
no, Robert Pattinson is the one that died in Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, he was a Hufflepuff.
Was he really?
Cedric Diggory, yeah.
Oh,
All right, let's go to fan questions,
Look
and
at
then we'll
me,
wrap
my
it
Harry
up.
Potter knowledge.
you say you don't like it.
That's for the fan to decide.
Yay!
People you call up to the show, you better be ready. That's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there arguing and you're trying to spell your name and all of this other stuff. It's not your show, it's my show. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Don't call up here unless you got something to say.
This question here from Friday. On a scale of Kevin Spacey to Louis C.K.,
What?
will Will Smith's career recover from
Yeah.
the slap? Yeah, I think so.
Are you kidding?
Obviously, there's been a lot more discourse since our last podcast when we talked about this.
It's so annoying.
And obviously, some of his movies have been put on halt. He
Unreal.
was suspended from the Academy for 10 years, can't show up to the show, still keeps his Oscar. I don't think this sticks. I think in 3-4 months, he'll keep a low profile, and he'll come back like nothing ever happened.
Something will happen, and it'll be in the back burner, and that's it.
We're treating it like he committed a massive crime.
I feel like it's already starting to die down. I think the last major story that's going to come out of it was the 10-year suspension, which, hey, the guy went almost 2 decades without making any Oscar-nominated movies, so...
Did he get? No, he got nominated for Tell the Truth.
No, he didn't. That's when they boycotted.
Well, that's in 2016 is when Chris Rock made that joke about concussion, him not being here.
Yeah, he made the joke about his wife boycotting.
Yeah, that's where it started.
Oh, wow. He's going to make like a YouTube video.
What did Chris Rock say? He made like 20 million or 200 million off of Wild Wild West.
But like, Will Smith's like a YouTuber now? He's going to make like a YouTube video.
He's been on YouTube with his wife on the Red Table discussion.
I know, but like he has his own channel. Remember he was on YouTube Rewind?
Yeah.
And he's gonna do like a sit down and like talk about it. And everyone's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna do like mad views and everything.
I don't want to watch that either.
Oh no, it's gonna be insufferable. But
yeah, we got some comments on our last podcast. Oh, these guys are complaining that everyone's voicing an opinion on this while they're voicing an opinion on it. We've covered the Oscars for 3 straight years. We cover movie news every week. Judd Apatow doesn't.
Yeah.
So Judd Apatow chiming in and saying Will Smith could have murdered him.
Yeah.
Or so-and-so, athlete who plays for the Braves doesn't have to chime in.
I didn't say you couldn't have an opinion on it. I said if your opinion isn't that's fucking wild and crazy and funny, and it's something more that you don't really need to dig deeper into, then
right. We were more complaining about the moral grandstand.
If you're being a Karen, pretty much is what we're saying.
Very well said. Mm-hmm. Very well said.
Don't be a Karen on Will Smith slapping another man. If you slap a woman, that's different.
This question here from Slurms McKenzie. Fuck, marry, kill. Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Mark Wahlberg.
Killing Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, yeah, that's an easy one.
I think you're saying fuck, marry, kill. I'm like, who the hell is Mary Kill? So fuck, marry, kill. And
she's going to be in the new...
She directed Father Stu.
Yeah.
You could have told me anything. I would have believed you.
That's Mel Gibson's girlfriend.
What's the...
Did you guys hear about this with Father Stu?
No.
That it's written and directed by Mel Gibson's 30-year-old girlfriend. He's never written or directed a movie in her life.
Yeah, but is this like his thing? Or like a major company gift? Or is like a major company doing this and it's going to be out in theaters?
I think it's Amazon, right?
Well, Mark Wahlberg just recently said he spent his own money to get it produced.
Okay, so that's him. What's wrong with that?
I'm just saying, it's funny nepotism. It's Mel Gibson's 30-year-old girlfriend who's never directed a movie.
Okay, well, it's not like
that's
Warner
why
Brothers
people say, I want to get into directing. It's like, well, you better be Mel Gibson's 30-year-old girlfriend who's never directed a movie. I'm just saying, it's ridiculous how disgustingly, flagrantly unfair Hollywood is. And they just don't even hide it. Yeah. Will Smith gets 10-year bans. The things that Mel Gibson has said?
Not good.
But no, his girlfriend's allowed to make movies, so...
What if she's the next Spielberg?
Father Stu's looking like modern day Jaws.
Can you give me the trio again so I can answer?
Leo, Brad, and Mark Wahlberg.
I'm killing Mark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm marrying Brad, and I'm fucking Leo.
Leo wouldn't marry me. I'm too old.
Right, yeah. Leo's not one to settle down.
Yeah, and I don't want that for him.
No, I wouldn't want to limit him.
No.
Who would I want kids with? And it'd be Brad.
Yeah, Brad just seems like you can just chill out and just play video games.
No, maybe I'd kill Leo because he seems a little gross.
I wouldn't want to marry Leo because I think he'd cheat on me.
You would fuck Mark Wahlberg?
No, I think, you know what? No, I wouldn't marry him. God, no.
Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah. Maybe for the thrills.
That'd be insufferable.
And you have to be on Wahlburgers.
No, I'm not doing that. That's the brother.
That comes with the territory.
Mark's not on that show, is he?
I don't know.
He may have been on it once.
Yeah, I'm not marrying into the Wahlberg family. I'll be a Pitt.
This question here from Eli Ray. How do you feel about Attack on Titan getting a third part instead of a movie? Yeah, that was big news. We still have to review that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That was another one that crashed and burned.
What?
Maybe you are more important to the channel than we give you credit for.
Who'd you review it with?
Or, no, it was supposed to be a review with others.
Yeah.
Didn't pan out?
You know what? At this point, I can't really say I feel too strongly about it. I don't care. I thought that final episode was incredible.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great cliffhanger. Getting also those flashbacks as well. I wanted a movie. I would have preferred a movie, but it is what it is. I think they're justified in their frustrations. I can see why people wouldn't be so thrilled about this.
You're getting madder and madder as you talk about it.
It's weird because I read the manga after that one because I didn't want to wait. I forgot everything that happened.
What's the manga?
It's like the comic.
Oh.
And then when I was watching the season, like I kind of remembered the big points, but like I was kind of like, oh, kind of like doing this again for a second time. And now it's just like another year you're going to have to wait. It's just, I'll watch it when it comes out. I'm not like too disappointed since I know how it ends, but I think it's frustrating for a lot of fans, especially when they did this two seasons in a row where you thought it was the final season. And you're like, nope, just kidding.
Yeah. Knowing the ending already does soften that blow. And also because I've been so invested in Naruto. So that's kind of been my new Attack on Titan, because I don't know how it ends.
Are they ending these seasons where they can stop? Or are they making
this
it
cliffhanger was better than, I think, last year's cliffhanger. Because last year's cliffhanger was very much, we're just going to pick this up next year. This was like when this picks up next year, it's going to be horrifying.
Yeah, when they're blasting them and they're just swimming through and then they stand up.
Yeah, that was scary. I think that's, the show does a good job of putting you in the shoes of the characters. And I think that, when you just have to accept death in some moments, like, what are you supposed to do? You just, gotta
die.
Just pray.
Like Normandy.
Really. Worse. Eren Yeager. This question here from Leslie McWaters. What do you think they're going to do with Ezra Miller?
This movie's never coming out.
Well, what is it? It's pushed back now until, when is it? Is it next year?
I don't know. They just said they had to figure out the situation. He's, 'cause, this isn't the first time. Like, he did this on video to, a woman, 2 years ago. And people kind of just forgot about that because it's during COVID or whatever, I guess. And now the stories of coming out of to Hawaii and karaoke, he's just unhinged. You see the video he put out 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago about he was gonna take out the KKK?
Yeah, but I heard the KKK in that area was getting a little reckless.
No. Don't get me wrong. Go off.
Okay.
But the way
I just wanted to gauge where you were coming from. You're talking about all the negatives he's done, and you're like, now he wants to go after the KKK. Are you saying that he's a little
America's pastime?
No, I'm just saying there's something
it's not
unhinged.
Incorrect.
I know.
There's something a little just off with him.
Yeah.
Where he's just gonna either beat up someone at karaoke or take on the entire KKK.
No, and I think as a talent, there was a curiosity when he first got onto the scene. He was quirky. He's got a very distinct look to him. He doesn't have that sort of traditional movie star look, but there was a charm to him. He's kind of revealed that the quirkiness of kind of his acting persona, it's stemming from some unresolved issues he may have with anger, with violence.
Supposed to be he is in Fantastic Beasts.
No, he is in this Fantastic Beasts movie that's coming out, and that's also Warner Brothers as well. Yeah, it's they've given him a long leash here, but you've seen that from studios before. When it's these kind of select incidents that don't gain a lot of traction from the mainstream media. It was like Gina Carano didn't get the sack until she got the attention of everyone, where you just couldn't ignore it because what she did was just so many people found it abhorrent. And I think that Ezra Miller has done things where people say, hey, this guy's got some issues. What he's doing here, it's not even borderline criminal, it just is criminal. But now you can't ignore it when you get, when you have a public record now. So it's going to be picked up by every publication. He's been arrested in Hawaii. If this movie ever does come out, I don't think he'll ever play the character again because he's just so reckless. And it doesn't seem like they care that much about the Flash character anyway. So it's just it's not like, oh, Flash is so bankable that we can give him a pass. He's just like a bad boy.
I mean, again, like I said, with the Will Smith thing, it's not the worst thing anyone has ever done in Hollywood. I don't think it's comparable to a lot of things that people have said and done, but I think especially with these movies and it keeps getting delayed and not bankable as a star. He's not like like you said, the quintessential bad boy Hollywood running around and just doing crazy things and getting chance after chance, which, I don't know, you could argue is just a problem with Hollywood itself, but it just all the negative publicity around, I feel like... I don't know. If Flash comes out and it does well and people love the movie and it makes a shit ton of money, he's going to come back. And if it doesn't, he won't.
Well, that scenario seems so unlikely to me. But I also think it's, based on all the rumors that are coming out about the Flash movie, is that it's going to be used as a soft reboot for the DC universe as a whole. And there was a story that we'll probably talk about next on the next podcast more about Discovery buying Warner Brothers and wanting to kind of reboot the DC universe as a whole. So he's so easily replaceable. Like I said, I don't think that movie is going to come out and make him just this fan favorite where audiences are so used to Ezra Miller now at The Flash, you know, they can never see anybody else playing that character. So I just think...
I mean, they got rid of Superman.
They get rid of people that don't even have off the field issues, so to speak. So I think he'll be done. And maybe this movie never even comes out. But that would suck for Michael Keaton, right?
Yeah.
This question here from Stephen Lewis. Have you guys checked out any more than Ted Lasso on Apple TV? Because there's a bunch of heaters. You know what? There are a lot of shows that have been coming out on Apple TV that people love.
Yeah.
So they're making a little name for themselves. I heard that Adam Scott show was very good.
Yeah, I've heard that's good. Severance?
Yeah, Severance. Some of the ones he named here, obviously Morning Show, The Foundation, Losing Alice. And apparently C gets better.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I've heard that from other people too.
What's that show?
How's that show with Jason Momoa? You guys watch that?
That's C.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Apparently the first season's not good, but it gets better.
Okay.
Pachinko was good. I saw the first episode.
Oh, right.
The screen from Apple, and I think there's like 4 episodes, but I only watched the first one. But I want to revisit that now that I'm home. And I was very intrigued with that. That was very well done. Morning Show, I just feel like I wouldn't like. It seems like the show that like they wanted to open up their streaming service, get a big names, and that's how they were going to sell it. I could be wrong, and it could be a really good show, but I just never had any.
I do love me for some Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, that's a good point. We didn't really talk about the significance of it having a Best Picture winner, Apple TV.
Yeah, Coda.
Like that's the first one.
Yeah, got it before Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good movie. Got way too much hate.
All
right, let's end this podcast before we all.
Is this what it's going to be like for the rest of the summer?
Yes,
it could be.
It's already April.
I'm burnt, dude. Like,
all right, guys, that is the end of the Nerd Soup podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe, review, do all that good stuff.
You're getting that COVID text tomorrow. Watch.
COVID text?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I got COVID.
Oh, God. Why? Why would you even say that? COVID's not real. All right, guys. See you next week.
The uptick in cases say different.
Oh, now the tables, how the turntables.
Damn, we were making some good points in that video. Hey guys, Aaron the Nerd Soup Monkey here. Before we end this video, I want to give a quick shout out to our Patreon supporters. What can I say about you guys that I haven't already said about myself? You are the most important part of the channel and the main reason we keep going strong. Like Bo says, you keep the lights on in the fridge so the fridge is full. Or something like that. So, from everyone here at Nerd Soup, I'd like to thank you guys for your continued support. If you're interested in joining the ranks of our patron supporters, head over to patreon.com/nerdsoup and check out the rewards we offer to our patrons. We recently dropped some new stickers for you guys to check out, or you could choose a tier that will allow you to select a movie, show, or video game for us to review. We've got a full slate of fan-suggested reviews coming your way, and we're really excited about the chance to review some of those movies and shows. We've also got t-shirts, mugs, behind-the-scenes videos showing how we bring our videos to life. And once again, thank you to all our Patreon pledgers who have been supporting us throughout the years. Without you, we wouldn't be able to convert all your pledges into cryptocurrency, so thank you from my future self for making us rich.